picture. Really the hottest nigga. You gon' respect this lava. I'm shooting it if I pull it, boy. Make sure you want this drama. I bring it to you like it's Law and Order SVU. Turn you to a vegetable. Now you look good inside a soup. Family come from Bishopville, but I grew up in that Bronx Zoo where they shoot you dead in the street and then dance all on top of you and I do what I got.
Y'all just real comfortable here, like this is Game of Thrones or something. Like,
how you feel about gangs
and trains? It's like the same thing to me. I mean, well, gangs be like one girl, like wild dudes. That ain't for me. You feel me? Like I'm an architect with this. Like I make love, I put it down. Like I like to first of all be with a chick I really like. Nobody's having to get with chicks who they really like. So I like to be with a woman who I really like.
You know, there's always that one dude.
It's always that one dude, but you know, them dudes is, you know, they have Giznay. They have Giznay, you know what I'm saying? I like to set the tone. I like to set the whole seduction off, set the whole atmosphere, spend the time, have the conversation. You know what I mean? I like to escalate it and then, you know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't doing that with a gang. And that's funny to me. Like you got a chick and mess around and both y'all beef heads touch. Like, yo, that's Giznay. Like, that's Giznay. Like, why y'all meets is touching and y'all not feeling no way? And like, that's weird. Why do you think not all gang members, but a lot of gang members are extremely angry, unnecessarily angry, and overly violent? This is what people don't understand. Like, I'm a hood psychologist. I had a lot of conversations with people before, a lot of conversations with women, right? And we're gonna use this to get into the trauma of guys being abused as a child. And when I say abused, I'm gonna say CSA. So if you talking about it, say CSA, because you know YouTube be on that bull. But you know what CSA mean, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Children go through CSA. Only some women talk about it, and almost no men talk about it. But it happens to both sides probably evenly. For all we know, it can happen to boys more. But this is what contributes to these dudes ending up in the gang, right? Being a big homie in prison, and they finally get to live out their fantasy by having a justification for it. I look at dudes in the hood that's overly aggressive. I automatically think they have some type of trauma. Maybe they went through some type of CSA or something happened in your environment. Because even if you talk about people like Jeffrey Dahmer or somebody like John Gacy, who he was a serial killer. He worked for the Democratic Party. He had a wife.
Or your other mans.
Who? What other mans?
You know who I'm talking about, but keep going.
You know what I mean? Like, okay, oh yeah. Dudes should be extra aggressive. And I be like, why are you so aggressive? Like, you gotta get in tune. Like, you gotta get in tune with yourself. Like, a lot of things is not worth jumping off the bridge for. Like, going back to the serial killer John Gacy. John Gacy, family, kids, everything. But he was weird. Like, he had a building company. He only hired young, impressionable men.
Yeah.
Then come to find out, he was taking the buns, and then he was killing them so they won't be able to go expose him. And he was burying them in his backyard.
Shit's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and then he gets locked up, and he's like, some men are. I'm neither. Dude, what are you? You smashed. You was taking the booty. You was killing them, so they won't talk about you.
Yo, but a lot of dudes in prison used to do that, and they would say not just in prison. But a lot of dudes got this thing. Well, I told the story before. How my man said my man, he a white boy, and he said his pops took some booty in jail, but he was like, it wasn't on the. He said some dude was trying to take his booty, like, just to try to show his dominance over him. And what he said was, he ended up taking some booty, but he didn't look at it like it. He was like, it wasn't on. I was just, it was just I'm letting him know who boy. So it's a lot. I even hear that dudes be doing that in DC. You know what I'm saying? I hear the DC dudes be pulling the same, and they don't be like, they be on some. I watched an episode of Law and Order SVU. Some of them were football players, right? They used to play poker, and the loser used to get smashed. Like, and yo, it was a whole crazy episode. And then when the cop dude asked her, he said, does your wife smoke, or you? He was like, I'm not. He said, we just playing poker.
Listen, all of that is Gizzy. All of it. All of it. They playing semantics. Yes, in prison, it's more about dominance, but we're men. When we sleeping with a woman, we trying to be dominant anyway. So because you're doing it to a man and you're saying it's more about dominance, it is more of a violent thing than a. But here's the thing,
Cause
though.
look, cause
You're
look,
aroused. You
no,
getting
cause
hard.
before you go, I was watching. You ever watch Spartacus?
Nah, I haven't seen it.
Oh, Spartacus was the show. But anyway, the Roman Empire before, right? Like sometimes to discipline, like the soldiers, like a general might do some weird shit, and he'll smash a dude. Like, he won't kill him because we kind of like brothers, right, in the same team. But he will smash him and have that over him, kind of like, yeah, you know who's boss. And it was, it's weird, bro.
And like I said, it's all Giznay. Men are gonna find men who are not brave enough to accept who they are and admit it because they want to be looked at as tough. They're gonna use semantics and do all this other crap. We black. Y'all know the code. You sleep with
No,
a man. It's
and
just that
Nola, them dudes in New Orleans. You see, they
they,
had the drink chance with Turk. But this what I'm saying. You got these dudes, they will get offended if you call them, like they might bury you. They might put you down,
yeah,
right?
and that's why, when you're dealing with ignorance and people who, when you're dealing with people of that nature, you keep your thoughts to yourself. You can feel how you feel and not tell everybody how you feel to their face. That don't make you soft. That don't make you ass. It's about self-preservation. These are people who got less to lose than you, so they're gonna jump out the window. But Turk slept with a man. Gizzy. And if they're gonna say, yo, I only did it one time, I'm not Gizzy. Okay, so you did a Gizzy act in your life. Still.
Another thing, like, and it's funny that you're talking about this, right? You will see a lot of situations like this. Even the dude Tank said you could give head twice, it won't make you.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Tank was like, if a man gave another man the neck one time and it was like to try it out, that mean he not. Listen, you
Yo,
sure
bro, you'd be surprised how many men like be thinking like this. Like you said, a lot of men don't come out and talk about. A lot of men don't admit that they've been, they dealt with some type of abuse in that type of way. So it kind of makes sense when you talk about the overly aggressiveness. Kind
yeah,
of,
it's the
you might.
abuse. It's the abuse that makes you angry. And for all we know, when you get mad at people, you can see the face of your abuser all the time. Like, it's the abuse, and you have these perverted thoughts, and it makes you kind of hate who you are. Hate yourself for thinking thoughts that you feel like you shouldn't be thinking. And really, all these people need a therapy. But we don't get that. A lot of people think they too good to go talk to a therapist or something, or damn it, at least start a podcast with some people you got real conversations with and work through it or something like. But everybody want to be too tough. And this is why they just suppress it. But you end up finding out about some of these dudes